Welcome back. Segment number 3. I'm Jennifer Fierro, your broad podcaster, right here in the Highland Lakes with Art Dlugach, the voice of the Llano Yellow Jackets. And now, as promised, we're going to finish up with track and field. Marble Falls got its pole vaulter, Django Segovia, picked up the wild card, which means that he had the highest vault of the 4 third-place finishers at the regional track meets in Class 5A. Now, Segovia actually has tied the school record numerous times at 15 feet. I hear he was just a hair away at 15.3 from breaking the school record. Right now, he is entering the state meet with the 7th best vault at 15 feet. The winning, or the kid that's projected to win it with the highest vault, is the kid that also won the gold medal at the Class 5A Region 4 meet. His name is Gavin Heckey out of Prosper Rock Hill at 16 feet. The next kid is his teammate, a kid named Jacob Thomas, also out of Gregory, Portland at 15 feet and 3 inches. So this will be an incredibly competitive pole vaulting because everybody that's in there, everybody that qualified, the 9 pole vaulters, the shortest, if you will, was a kid who, out of Joshua, he has the shortest vault, or the smallest lowest, at 14 feet 6 inches.
Okay, well that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Away from those top youngsters.
Yes. So, like we mentioned, Marble Falls, the Class 5A meet, is Friday, May 13th. The field events start at 9 a.m. at Mike Meyer Stadium, also at the University of Texas at Austin campus. Congratulations to Segovia for getting the wild card and advancing.
Let me say one more thing about Mike Myers. I said it in the last segment, and about the state meet, that Saturday night, when they're running those, the running finals, that is really an exciting venue, exciting place to be, to watch some super athletes and who run times like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate enough to cover numerous Texas relays, numerous, and being in that atmosphere in that stadium, there's very few stadiums and very few atmospheres quite like Meyer Stadium in Austin. We can now talk about volleyball and football, and that's because we have numerous teams, volleyball and football teams, that are gearing up for their May leagues. We're going to start with volleyball, and that's because there is a May volleyball league happening on Monday nights at Marble Falls Middle School, and that features several teams from Marble Falls, Burnet, Harker Heights, and Llano. They come at 5 o'clock, and they put the varsity on in one gymnasium. I believe they put the sub-varsity in another gymnasium. They have 2 matches going on in each court, so you're a total of 4 matches that are happening, and they finish between 8 and 9 o'clock. I tip my hat to these volleyball players and their coaches for being proactive in getting this league going. I don't know if you have any comment about the Lady Jackets right now, but I'm certainly very happy for everybody.
Absolutely. These kids, you can't imagine, I don't think, the work that they put in. And, my grandkids have done well in various things, and I always tell them I'm prouder of them for the work than the fact that they won or came in second or something, which is great too. But there's just so much work after school or before school, and that's why you should really be proud of these youngsters and these track kids. It doesn't just come automatically at all. I'm playing with my computer because I wanted to see if a Spearman runner from Spearman High, is one of the outstanding youngsters in the field. I'm not sure of it yet, so I'm working on that. If I am sure of it, I'll tell you.
Okay, is this track and field?
Yes.
Okay, what
100 and 200 meters.
Okay, all right, okay. We're going to move on to football, and the reason is because I've already gotten a little chastised by some football fans that I have not spent enough time on football. So we're going to do that now. Here we go. Right now, there are only 2 teams in the Highland Lakes region that I'm aware of who are playing football, and that's Llano is visiting Burnet, and those are incoming 8th graders, incoming 9th graders, and then rising JV and varsity, or maybe just the varsity, because right now with both Llano and Burnet baseball in the playoffs, that limits the number of varsity and JV players who are available to play 7-on-7. They are playing on May 9th and also on May 23rd, 5:30 in Burnet. And like I said, just those 2 dates right now. The coaches did not want to commit to more than that because of the baseball playoffs that both schools are involved in, since so many of the baseball players play football and vice versa. The other thing I wanted to mention here for Burnet is that the Bulldogs are hosting a state qualifying 7-on-7 tournament on May 28th. That starts at 9 a.m. It's limited to 8 teams, which means there's only going to be 1 state automatic bid to the state tournament that's awarded from that tournament. Now, at the same time that is happening, Burnet is also hosting a linemen's challenge as well, starting at 9 a.m. on the same day. The linemen's challenge is actually going to be at the practice fields in Burnet, whereas the state qualifying tournament will be played in Bulldog Field. That's the stadium there in Burnet. Again, both of those events start at 9 o'clock on May 28th. Coach Green, great friend of the program, great friend to Jennifer Fierro. Matt Green, the head coach of the Llano Yellow Jackets, did call and talk a little bit about the fact that they are doing state qualifying, they are doing a 7-on-7 league throughout the month of June, where the Yellow Jackets are hosting at Llano Stadium. And he mentioned about 5 teams when he called, right, Art?
Well, I've got 4 at least. Fredericksburg, Mason, San Saba, and Johnson City.
And Llano.
So that would be 5.
That would be 5. Okay. And I want to say that they are going to start between 5 and 6 o'clock. I'll write a separate piece on that at TexasChalkTalk.com. But the dates on that are June 2nd, June 15th, June 20th, and June 27th in Llano.
If you haven't seen 7-on-7, it's really a lot of fun. It's all passing, and there's no rush of the passer. He's got to get rid of the ball in 4 seconds, and then he throws it. Somebody catches it, and they gain a first down or not. But it's a lot of fun, and it only takes up about an hour, hour and a half of your time late in the afternoon. And you get a good look at both the quarterback, the receivers, and how well your team's secondary is playing.
Well, there's a place for it, especially if you like to run a spread offense. A lot of times, and
Absolutely.
I believe this to be true for Coach Green's teams. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that they run their pass patterns, their running patterns, right? That the receivers, they're not just out there running. There's actually patterns they run. They run their jerk routes. They run their drag routes. They run their crossing patterns. It's not just players trying to get open. There is a purpose, especially with Coach Green, at least when he was coaching at Marble Falls. There's a purpose for 7-on-7 beyond just kids lining up and playing. Coaches will tell you that's the main part for them, which is true, but there is a main purpose behind it.
Well, you know more about it than I do, is all I can say. I've been in the offices of Coach Green and offensive coordinator Ryan Bream, and 2 great minds for football. And when they go to that whiteboard and start diagramming what they go to the O's, the offensive line, and the X's is the defense. I'm fine. Then they start drawing routes for these guys. I'm totally lost. 5 years now with those guys. I have no idea what they're doing. So I believe everything you say. And they've got some fine receivers and an interesting situation at quarterback. Do we want to get into Llano now?
Well, we can briefly because we're about to go right up on time here. We've already passed the 10-minute mark. If you can do it briefly, then go into it.
Briggs Green, Matt's son, will probably be the quarterback. He's actually, shall I say, Coach Green's not going to like this, a better runner than a thrower, but he's got still a long time to go before the season starts, and even a longer time before district starts. I'm sure he's an outstanding safety and on defense, and he's been practicing now since the first of the year. I'm sure he will do fine, and they have veteran receivers that should make it a lot of fun for Llano fans.
We will get into the Burnet 7-on-7 next week. At Marble Falls, unless something has changed, the Mustangs will not be participating in 7-on-7, but they will be participating in lineman challenges. That's all I've got, Art. Can we close this one out?
It's fine with me. Okay. You've done another splendid job of hosting your show.
Well, thank you, and thanks for joining us. For Art Dlugach, I'm Jennifer Fierro, your broad podcaster, and please like, subscribe, and share the channel.